Recently, 13th International Permaculture Conference was held in Hyderabad. 13th International Permaculture Conference was held at Hyderabad. What is permaculture? Permanent agriculture. A new term called permaculture is now appearing in various newspapers, articles. Permaculture means permanent agriculture. So a way of making the agriculture a sustainable thing by using sustainable crop patterns. This question you may get in mains. What is permaculture? How can you ensure permaculture? What is permaculture? How can you ensure permaculture? Next, you have one more thing. What is Moscow Declaration? It is on TB, tuberculosis. It was adopted in WHO on a global ministerial conference to end tuberculosis. Moscow Declaration is related to TB, tuberculosis. And next, what is INS Kiltan? K-I-L-T-A-N. INS Kiltan. INS Kiltan is a anti-submarine warfare stealth corvette. Stealth means secret. Anti-submarine warfare stealth corvette. C-O-R-V-E-T-T-E. INS Kiltan is a anti-submarine stealth corvette. And from last 3-4 years, there are 2-3 important schemes relating to environment and industry and environmental protection. The two famous schemes are, which are still important for the exam. One is PAT, second is RPO. One is PAT, second is RPO. PAT means perform, achieve and trade. Perform, achieve and trade. PAT means perform, achieve and trade. It comes like this. When any company follows environmental norms and releases less gases, or it was environment friendly company, it can perform in a way so that it can protect the environment. The remaining eligibility criteria, because every company will be given a cap to that extent it can use its emissions. Below that cap, if the company uses, the remaining part it can trade. It is similar like carbon credits in Kyoto Protocol, where carbon trading can happen. Whenever you can save some of your credits, you can trade that credits with other companies or other systems. This is called perform, achieve and trade. National Mission on Enhanced Energy Efficiency. It comes under National Mission on Enhanced Energy Efficiency. It's called perform, achieve and trade. One more program is RPO, Renewable Purchase Obligation. RPO, Renewable Purchase Obligation. All state electricity boards, all state electricity regulatory boards, SERBs, should purchase their energy requirements, minimum 20% of energy requirements through renewable energy sources. Through renewable energy sources. This is called RPO, Renewable Purchase Obligation. These two schemes are very important. PAT comes under National Mission on Enhanced Energy Efficiency, and RPO is led by SCRBs, state electricity regulatory boards. In these two schemes, there is a possibility of you getting a question. Even though if you don't get a question, you can write them in articles related to environment. Any answer related to environment. Perform, achieve, entrate and renewable purchase obligation. And apart from this, for national security guards, new Director General was appointed. Sudeep Lakhaya. For NSG, new Director General was appointed. Sudeep Lakhaya. And India-ASEAN Business and Investment Conference. India-ASEAN Business and Investment Conference was held at New Delhi. It was held at New Delhi. Himachal Pradesh government launched a nutrition scheme for HIV positive children. Himachal Pradesh government launched a nutrition scheme for HIV positive children. Those children with AIDS, HIV positive, Himachal Pradesh government launched a scheme for their nutritional support. India is the fifth most attractive market for investments. India is the fifth most attractive market for investments. First is USA, second is China. First is USA, second is China, third is Germany, fourth is UK. USA, China, Germany and UK. This is the order. And next important current affairs today. Today is National Girl Child Day. January 24th. Today is National Girl Child Day. The first female Prime Minister, Indira Gandhi, stepped into office today. For that reason, January 24th every year is celebrated as National Girl Child Day. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was in Davos yesterday in World Economic Forum Summit. He gave a speech yesterday. He said that protectionism is more dangerous than terrorism. Protectionism is more dangerous than terrorism. And he spoke at length about India's commitment towards peace, prosperity, climate change and other issues. India's commitment towards peace, prosperity, climate change and other issues. In today's Hindu paper, the editorial is Reform with Caution. Reform with Caution. It speaks about Malibat Committee recommendations on criminal justice system. Today's editorial speaks about Malibat Committee recommendations on criminal justice system. These recommendations were given 13 years back. Some of the recommendations were already adopted. 158 recommendations were given by Malibat Committee. 158 recommendations were given by Malibat Committee. The first important recommendation is confessions made before senior police officer can be admissible as evidence. Confessions made before senior police officer can be admissible as evidence. Though it can be admissible as evidence, there is a criticism. The criticism is this is more draconian. Police may use harsh methods. These type of confessions generally used in terrorism, terror-related issues. But now they are using. Malibat Committee recommended for this. Second thing, in all cases, the guilt of the accused should be proved beyond reasonable doubt. In India, it is very difficult to prove the guilt because it needs lot of evidence. It needs lot of evidence. The guilt of the accused should be proved beyond reasonable doubt. But Malibat Committee said that it is enough that if there is clear and convincing evidence. It is enough that if there is clear and convincing evidence. But the golden rule of penal law is nobody should be punished unless his guilt is proved beyond reasonable doubt. But Malimat Committee said clear and convincing evidence is enough. Of late we are observing in most of the crimes, there is no proper evidence. Not that the crime has not been committed, but because there is no evidence. So it is enough that we have clear and convincing evidence. That was the recommendation given by Malimat Committee. The third important recommendation is, in India we follow adversarial system. In criminal trial, we follow adversarial system. Adversarial system means on the one side there is prosecution and the other side there is defense. On the one side there is a prosecution lawyer, on the other side there is a defense lawyer, where two parties will seriously argue the matter and judge will be silently observing, and finally judgment will be given by the judge. But Malimat Committee said India should also involve certain mechanisms employed in inquisitorial system. For example, in America they follow inquisitorial system. Some of the elements of inquisitorial system should be inducted into adversarial system. What do you mean by inquisitorial system? Where while trial the judge will also play a great role, immense role, in evolving about a conclusion about the entire case, evidences in the case. So the part of the judge, the role of the judge is also very crucial in inquisitorial system. India should also adopt certain methods of inquisitorial system in order to increase the convictions in the crimes, because most of the culprits are going without being caught. They were going scot-free. Now it can happen. That's the difference between adversarial system and inquisitorial system. Remember, Malimat Committee have not recommended against adversarial system. Malimat Committee have recommended to include certain provisions of inquisitorial system into adversarial system. It is not that we should do away with adversarial. We should include certain elements of inquisitorial into adversarial. These are the basic recommendations given by Malimat Committee. The government after 12 years again wanted to consider the recommendations given by Malimat Committee to reform the criminal justice system in India. A very important question for interview, prelims and mains. For all the exams, this topic is very important. Next topic is Battleground Karnataka. Battleground Karnataka. Next year we are going to see elections in Karnataka. In most of the states. The elections in Karnataka is going to be prestigious both for Congress and BJP. The elections in Karnataka both are going to be prestigious for Congress and BJP. For Congress, from last 3 years, there is no single victory except in Punjab. For Congress in the last 3 years, there is no single victory except in Punjab. For BJP, retaining Karnataka is very important. Gaining Karnataka is very important because in South India, there is no BJP government. BJP's prestige lies in expanding to South India. For BJP, South is India is important. For Congress, Karnataka is important. Okay? Because presently we have Congress government in Karnataka. And the BJP government should also have the major role to play in Karnataka. For this reason, the entire episode started. And now, Congress should change its agenda. BJP should also look into various aspects. You all know, recently, the Lingayats in Karnataka saying they don't come under Hinduism. They want to form a separate sect, separate group. Whereas BJP might not accept this stand. This might be a serious cause of concern. Congress has a very good vote bank in Karnataka, from minorities to Dalits. But retention of this vote bank is very important. And you have other factions also, like Sadananda Gowda, Deve Gowda's faction, and other groups also. All these groups play a crucial role in Karnataka's elections. Let us see what is going to happen. Next important article is about a risky recovery. International Monetary Fund. International Monetary Fund have projected the global growth rate, increase the global growth rate from 3.7% to 3.9%. IMF have increased the global growth rate projection next year from 3.7% to 3.9%. Next article is about making our roads safe. Making our roads safe. This is relating to amendment of Motor Vehicles Bill. Motor Vehicles Amendment Bill. In 1988 we have an act. Motor Vehicle Accidents Act 1988. So now we are going to amend it. There are 2-3 issues which you have to address. Issue number 1. Digitization of all accidents, penalties and other issues will take a long way. Licenses, activities, penalties and everything should be digitized with respect to motor vehicle issues. Point 1. Point 2. Child safety. Point 3. Good Samaritans. Point 4. Penalties. Increasing of penalties for drunk and drive, etc. From 2008 to till date, officially more than 55,000 children died in road accidents. And Good Samaritans, you all know, Karnataka government brought Good Samaritan law last year. Supreme Court also directed Good Samaritans to protect the Good Samaritans. Who are Good Samaritans? Good Samaritans are the people who help the people in distress. When there is a freak accident, sudden accident, generally people will stop and stare. Good Samaritans are the people who go and help. But most of us are not helping others nowadays. The reason is unnecessary harassment. So Supreme Court asked not to harass the Good Samaritans because immediately after the accident, if you could take the victim within 1 hour to the hospital, 50% of the fatalities we can decrease. That 1 hour is called golden hour. That 1 hour is called golden hour. You should ensure this golden hour. This is very important. And India is also a signatory of Brasilia Declaration. India, very important point for films. India is also a signatory of Brasilia Declaration on Road Safety. India is also a signatory of Brasilia Declaration on Road Safety, where India promised that by 2020 it is going to decrease fatalities. India is also a signatory of Brasilia Declaration of Road Safety, where it promised that by 2020 it is going to decrease the serious injuries and fatal accidents by 50%. Serious injuries and fatal accidents by 50%. It is going to make it half. This point is very important. Brasilia Declaration is related to road accidents. Moscow Declaration is related to TB. Next article is about growth has dipped below the 30 years average. Growth has dipped below the 30 years average. This is an interview with a man who has vast experience in economy. Chief Economic Advisor to the Government of India, Chief Economist of the World Bank, Kaushik Basu. Kaushik Basu was very skeptical about demonetization and after effects of demonetization. Though he is very happy with GST, but not happy with implementation of GST. And he also projected that the growth have dipped down to 30 years low. All these things he has discussed. This article is very important for you in the economy. All of you can read this article. Next article is about Kerala Governor Sadasivam ordered to omit a speech prepared by the government. Whether the governor have the power to order this omission or not is a question. This is a constitutional question. Whether the governor have the power to order omission of the speech prepared by the government is a constitutional question. We have to discuss on this. Okay, these are the important current affairs today.